In 1978, the state-of-the-art GT racing endurance car was the Porsche 935. This racing vehicle was the undisputed grand touring machine for the serious racer worldwide. It was based upon the Porsche 911-930 turbo production car, and 935 stood for 930 Turbo, outfitted to Group 5 racing specifications. The Kramer brothers, based out of Cologne, Germany, were considered the best of the Porsche tuners. These high-performance modifiers developed their own version of the 935. And the K3 was born. The K3 differed from the standard 935 in many ways. The bodywork, which was already outrageous on the Porsche factory version, was even more heavily modified. Fences on top of the fenders, both front and rear, controlled the aero downforce considerably better than the factory unit. A much more aggressive rear wing and front spoiler created more downforce. And best of all, the second rear window. The Kramer brothers were masters of interpreting the rules. The rules stated you cannot modify the rear window. They didn't say anything about adding a second rear window, raised of course, to smooth out the aero forces to the rear wing, adding much more downforce and stick. Best of all, the Kramer brothers did an awesome job of improving upon the Porsche factory racing 3.2-liter twin-turbo motor, bringing its power up past 800 horsepower. In 1979, if you didn't have a 935 K3, you finished well behind. The Porsche pictured is a copy of a Kramer Porsche 935 K3 racing car for street and highway use. Don't let the word copy fool you, as this car is just as potent and capable as any 935 which really raced, perhaps more than most, as it's had the benefit of 10 years of increased technology. The car in question was constructed from the ground up by Doke and his Bavarian Coachworks Porsche Meister Incorporated crew on a no-expense-spared basis. The owner commissioned the car to be built with the following items in mind. It would have to have every item which the real 935 K3 had, with these exceptions: DOT street tires, headlights, tail lights and turn signals, a passenger seat with some leather in the interior, and a slightly muffled 785 plus horsepower motor. Street legal and licensed, it's capable of more than 200 miles per hour. Quite an order, to say the least. The photos and videos speak for themselves. However, something should be said about performance and price. 0 to 60 in 3.3, 0 to 100 in 5.9, and 0 to 149 in 9.87 seconds. Top speed, well over 220 miles per hour. King Kong lives. Long live the King. Pricing, how about $1,000 for every mile per hour of top speed? How fast do you want to go? How much money do you want to spend? Driver ability? You might need some if you're going to take this cutie to its limit. Because when you get there, you're going to be cranking at an awesome pace, gobbling up ground at an astounding rate. Welcome to the world of the Porsche 935 K3.